Welcome to the Hold My Spot podcast. My name is Ethan.
And I'm Matt.
We've got a lot to tell you about. We went to not just a concert today, but we went to a one-day festival.
Yeah, we were at Sad Summer Festival in Cincinnati, Ohio. A lot of bands played, a lot of bands we've wanted to see, a couple of bands we have seen already.
Yeah. 8 total, right?
Right.
Sincere Engineer, Stand Atlantic, Mom Jeans,
Top Mulligan,
Harris, the Ocean
Maine.
City soundtrack, the Maine, and to top it all off, the main event, Taking Back Sunday. So of the 8, remind me, which ones had you seen already?
I saw Hot Mulligan at Sad Summer Festival last year. I have seen Taking Back Sunday at When We Were Young last year. And I think that's it.
That's pretty good. I mean, I had seen 0 before today, so 8 for 8 on seeing bands for the first time live. And I'd say today I would characterize it as a wild success.
Absolutely was.
You know?
Because if you remember, we came hot off of Fall Out Boy and Bring Me the Horizon last night at Blossom. So we drove 2 hours down to Columbus last night, had some very random experiences.
Some mishaps, some snafus.
All the good things that make a memorable road trip.
It's been a memorable one for sure. We were able to get somewhere safely to sleep.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But it wasn't until around 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
But we survived.
Yeah. Then got down to Cincinnati this afternoon and got parked pretty quickly. There's like this really well built out area in downtown Cincinnati.
Yeah, right on the riverfront.
Right in the riverfront, connects the stadiums, baseball and football. Then you've got, I don't remember the name of the venue, but it's like Music Performing Arts Center or something like that.
Performing Arts Center.
Really nice building. It looks like it's not that old. Can't imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, park easy. Really cool setup where all the bands played on one stage, one at a time in the building, but then outside of it, there's like this whole grassed area where they had the merch stands. They had food trucks. You could just go and chill. It was like fake grass, so it was nice to sit on.
Yeah, it was a really nice area to hang out on.
Yeah, so great setup.
But really not a lot of time. Not a lot of time to hang out because it was band after band after band. The earlier bands, there was only about 15 minutes between sets while they set up for the next band, and then as it went on a little bit later, it was about 25 minutes between sets. So really, you didn't even have time to like leave and go grab some food or another drink, or even go to the bathroom. You pretty much had to stay there.
Yeah, it kind of came down to whether or not you wanted to hold your spot.
I see what you did there.
It's interesting how it's all connected.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would take the occasional break to like grab a drink or use the bathroom, but we had to be strategic about it, especially for situations like Ocean City soundtrack. Like that's a set that we want to have a good spot for. Taking Back Sunday, obviously, we want to have a good spot for that. So yeah, some business decisions had to be made about when to leave those spots.
Yeah, and we ended up leaving after Hot Mulligan, but before PVRIS. We grabbed a cheesesteak, and I'll be completely honest, I wasn't super looking forward to the PVRIS set, but man, when I caught the tail end of it, I was actually mad that I missed any of the songs because it was a very intense set. It's ethereal and melodic and heavy and just really the music that I like. So I don't know why I had this impression off their last album that it wasn't really a good fit for me. But now seeing them live, I'm like, I would travel just to see them. I was just really, really impressed.
It's definitely what we affectionately refer to as Matt music.
Yeah.
You definitely see it. You want to just go through, why don't we just start from the beginning and just like give like a few like off the dome takeaways from each act?
Sure.
Sincere Engineer.
So Number
hoping
one,
they saw.
Sincere Engineer, yeah.
Big moment for us.
Really, it is. I mean, Ethan and I, probably been about a year we've been listening to their music, and been trying to find a time where we could go and see them perform, and really it's never worked out, but today was the first time in the last year, and really great stage presence. Everything was really, the sound was very tight. I would say that the sound was the same live as it was on any of the albums, which is something that I really like. So it's just nice that artists can recreate their music in a live setting that they spend probably a lot of time in the studio mastering. So definitely a sign of a good musician.
Yeah, similarly impressed by that. This was definitely, of the 8 bands there, the one I was most excited to see, the one I'm the biggest fan of, relative to the other bands. And I love so many of their songs. And to Matt's point, they did at this point. They sounded great. Vocals were unreal, and the drumming was actually a real standout for me as well. Really enjoyed the syncopation and the drumming. Thought he did a really good job. It was just a good way to open off the show. Like, you could tell that not everybody that was gonna be there today was there yet, but it was still a good crowd.
Oh yeah,
and they were very. I wasn't sure how many of them knew of Sincere Engineer before that, but I think the reception was pretty good.
And there were plenty of people singing along too. I mean, it was a nice showing for them.
Yeah, this is just a huge get for them to be on this, and I think it's so exciting. I'm so glad for them to have this opportunity with Sad Summer. It's great.
So then after that was Stand Atlantic from Australia. Aussies.
Crowd work magicians.
Yeah, they're very, very good. I was just impressed. Last song of the set, when the bass player jumped off the stage, got into the circle pit, and people were taking selfies with him. He was just raging from the circle pit, which was cool to see.
They were. The way they engaged the crowd was super impressive. They were just like consummate pros at that. Because at a lot of these concerts you go to in the emo realm, I think you could go a whole concert and never see a mosh pit, because I think there's like tepidness about it sometimes. Like, should we? Is this the right time or place? And sometimes it's up to the artist to say, hey,
this is the time.
Open it up. Let's get a thing going. And Stand Atlantic told us, and we followed by orders.
Yes.
And it set the precedent, tone in the pit for the rest of the night. So I feel like you can't just evaluate Stand Atlantic's contribution to the night in a bubble. They really set the tone for that type of crowd engagement throughout the night.
Yeah, and they did that at 3 p.m. So
an ambitious time to ask for a pit,
right
on a Wednesday.
After them was Mom Jeans, right?
Yes.
Yep. So a lot of fun. I'm trying to think here.
Bullets, trucker hats, mustaches are on
a lot
the
of
rise.
charisma too from stage. I mean,
Yeah.
instigating again pits and a lot of crowd interaction.
Yeah, the reception to them seems super positive. They've been blowing up my social media. I feel like I see them all the time. All this, like the different crowd work they're doing at the different Sad Summer cities. So there's someone to keep an eye on. It seems like they're building up a following pretty organically.
Definitely. Then after that was Hot Mulligan.
Yes, another long-awaited one.
Yeah.
Well, for me at least.
Yep. We've tried a couple times from trying to get you out to Sad Summer last year, and that didn't work out. And then tried to see them in Columbus with Wonder Years, and that didn't work
Taylor
out
Swift
either.
messed it up.
Yeah. But it finally happened. So they are the the scene's a golden child right now, it seems like.
Yeah, right. If you go to, there's like posts in the pop punk subreddit where they're like, all right, enough posts about Hot Mulligan. We've heard enough. Like, because like that's where we are in the hype cycle for them, to where there's been so much hype. Now there's like, some people are tired of the hype. That's how much they're on the rise. So it's usually a good sign for a band when they're that notable in the scene.
Yeah, but I think that the hype they're worthy of the hype. I mean, they have a sound that they can be a major player.
Yeah.
In the genre, so
their sound is both reminiscent of things we know and love, but also feels singular to me. I don't think any other band tonight sounded quite like Hot Mulligan.
For sure.
It has a lot to do with the vocals and just his cadence.
Yeah.
It just feels so. It almost all feels improvised in a way. I'm sure it's very deliberate, but it just feels so just guttural and it's like he's not thinking about it. It's just like what is coming out of him is what it always feels like to me when I listen to a Hot Mulligan song, which I think is cool and it's got that authenticity.
For sure.
So then after that would have been PVRIS.
That was PVRIS, which we already kind of touched on a little bit. Is there anything you wanted to add?
And I'm going to do a dive in there as well. I didn't know anything about PVRIS before today, so I'm definitely intrigued. They were very different.
Yeah.
Like most every band here was, they play in that emo pop punk realm, but I wouldn't say PVRIS really plays in that at all. I'm not even sure how if I had to box them into a genre, what I would do. But it was nice to have that change of pace about midway through, I think.
Right.
It was like a vibe shift. Gave everybody a little bit of a break, because you could, get a little inundated with a lot of music that is not sounding the same, but just in that same realm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that brings us to Motion City Soundtrack.
Yep.
Oh.
They're a band I've been wanting to see. Probably throughout their entire 20-year plus career. Just never had the chance. I mean, again, they're a band. A lot of memories just listening to them on my iPod early on, and they're a band I always turn to. Very melodic, and I love the kind of the synth, the way that they use the synthesizer in their music. Just a lot of energy too. I was not expecting the crowd to be so energetic around Motion City Soundtrack.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of crowd surfers. There's even a little bit of a pit going on.
The pit was popping off for Motion City Soundtrack. I was in it, and I was having the best time. It was my favorite set of the night. So much fun. I had no idea that they had such a passionate fan base, or at least based on what I saw in that room.
Either.
So many people knew the words to every song, songs I had never heard before. I'm definitely inclined to go do a deep dive now on them. I only know like their big hits, so I'm excited to do that. That's something I plan to do before I did this week. Just dig into I don't remember the name of it, but their most popular album. There's people walking around with the vinyl of it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Great set.
Yeah. Then after them, we had another pace change with the Maine. I don't know, more like dancey type music. I mean, they've been around in the scene since, I don't know, 2009, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were much more chill. There were no pits.
Yeah, more like people jumping up and down.
People were like
type
dancing.
Music.
Yeah.
Trying to get a groove going.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely felt like it was a wholesome set almost. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Just the way he was the singer was interacting with the crowd, getting people to dance, telling everybody to put their arms around everybody around them, and it just, I don't know, it was a nice bonding type set for the people that we were with. So definitely enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to like it either. I have a few of their songs saved on Spotify, but there wouldn't be like one of my top artists, but now that I've seen them and sort of experienced the live show, I would be much more open to exploring their catalog more.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, when the set was over, had a very positive outlook on them.
Yeah, I was impressed by what they did in the slot that they had. It's not an enviable slot to be in. Caught in between what was essentially like another like co-main event with Motion City Soundtrack, and then everyone's anticipating Taking Back Sunday. They were able to like keep the crowd really engaged, even though a lot of that crowd was probably wearing down a little bit, maybe conserving their energy for Taking Back Sunday. So the fact that they got the crowd as engaged as they did is a real testament to their crowd magician work and the danceability of their music.
Yeah. And then last up is Taking Back Sunday. So this was my second time seeing them this year. Very good. I mean, Adam is definitely a showman now.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him.
He's got some good dance moves up there.
Yeah.
And just another tight set. They're pros. Just really enjoyed it again. Played all the hits.
They're just pros. That's just it. Like they were just they've been there, done that. They know exactly what they're doing.
They've been in the game a while. I mean, I think 02 was when their first album came out.
But they're still making new jams, and they shared a couple tonight, and
they played 18 songs, and I think only 2 were like new cuts. So they know that the fans were there to see, all of the nostalgic tracks and the hits, which I definitely appreciate.
Yeah, and it was a good set. The crowd was definitely a little worn down by the end. I think maybe everyone was starting to have the realization that they have to go to work tomorrow. So it did really become a sad summer in that room. I think everyone's like having to accept that this great day was coming to a close, because it really just was a great day. And
you might notice that we're feeling a little run down right now.
I mean,
I'm feeling kind of like low energy. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock on the button.
And we've been on quite a bender.
Yeah.
The last
28, 30 hours or so. So we're worn down, and we have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, we've had to come to terms with that as well.
And we still have an hour and 6-minute drive. So we'll be getting home around 3.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, I mean, overall, Sad Summerfest definitely delivered. Hopefully they'll be coming back to Cleveland, so we don't have to make the drive again next year. But I'd be up for going to Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, wherever we had to go, depending on the lineup. But I think they had a really great lineup, good mix, good venue. I mean, just top to bottom, I think, again, a very positive experience.
Yeah, I can't compliment it enough. Well done by the organizers.
Yeah. And, we forgot one major highlight, Ethan. I normally don't get to control the narrative too often, so this is my chance.
He who holds the phone controls the narrative.
That's right. So today, we were walking around by the merch tents, and we saw that Deanna from Sincere Engineer was at the table, and we were standing maybe, 50 feet away, and we kind of kept doing this back and forth, like, do we go over there, do we try to say hi, do we try to talk to her, just talk about the set and whatnot, and the podcast and all that stuff. And Ethan's like, no, there's no way, I'm not going. So Ethan,
the way you say it makes me sound like I just dislike them.
No, it's not bad.
I'm just an awkward person.
Yeah, you just don't want to be in a social situation that you're uncomfortable
I just don't know what
in.
value I can add.
Yeah.
I want there to be an exchange of value.
But there is no plus or minus of adding value in meeting a musician, is there? I mean, what value would you add besides being a fan?
Exactly. That's exactly my question, which I do not have an
Which you
answer.
clearly are a fan. So anyway, I left Ethan where he was, and I walked over, and I made it a point to let her know that Ethan would not walk over.
Yeah, point is the appropriate word to use, because you just kept pointing at me.
Literally, yeah, I was pointing at you, and then she was pointing at you, and then we were both waving you to come over to make you purposely feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
which I think mission
success.
accomplished. Yeah,
Your gold stars in the mail.
that's right. Thank you. I'm gonna hang that on my refrigerator. But yeah, no, really cool to meet her and talk to her just a little bit. And I know she's coming back to Columbus. I think it's next month, which we're planning on being there too. So looking forward to seeing more of like a headlining show or in a smaller venue.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it for now, I guess. It's 2 in the morning, and we're feeling pretty run down. So we'll sign off for now, and the next show we'll be sure to hold a spot for you.
See you.
See you guys.